Hey there, party people! Today I have another OC to introduce, and this time it's my very own Pokemon OC. Specifically, a Pokemon champion. But first, I want to give a huge thank you to Mokachaos for providing the art of this character. I've worked with them before, and they are constantly amazing. Go give them some love and support by clicking the link in the description below and perhaps commissioning something for yourself. Now, without further ado, here is the champion, Brigid. What's that? Too nondescript? Well, yes, I suppose that you could say that, especially for a Pokemon character. She is rather plain and simple. But this is only her out-of-battle form. You see, Brigid loves the show and pageantry of a Pokemon battle. It's her favorite thing. In her region, Pokemon battles have a fair number of traditional rituals that go along with them, one of them being that the champion takes on the mantle of a legendary hero from their history. In Brigid's case, she is actually the descendant of one such hero, who myths say was a powerful mage. The truth of there being a magic-wielding human doesn't actually matter. Brigid believes that it is more than a mantle, it is who she is at all times. However, she is unable to keep up the energy to be at 100% at all times, which normally would be expected of her. This is where her low-key form comes in. Tradition states that she must always be playing the role of a champion, and she does, but how she handles that responsibility outside of battle bucks the trend. Now, she has no wish to end the tradition, she adores it, but she simply doesn't have the capacity to be the energetic star 24/7. But when the time calls for her to fully act as champion, she gives herself a little transformation. This is Brigid firing on all cylinders. This is the face of a champion, with a little magical girl flair mixed in. She likens her quote-unquote form changes to the likes of Pokemon such as Darmanitan and Cherubi, where under certain conditions they take on different shapes and act very differently, and yet neither form is a persona. They are each still the same Pokemon. She feels that humans can be very much the same. The Brigid in her hoodie with her Esper isn't a different person from the Brigid with the robe and the wand. Neither is really an act. She is still the same person. While hardcore traditionalists in her region don't much care for her acting how she wants in spite of centuries of it being done one way, she argues that her ancestor, whose mantle she took, acted much the same way. They were a mage that played a part in some mythical battle to save the world, but was also said to have played largely a background role in history, being more the facilitator of great deeds more often than doing them themselves. And ultimately, that is the role that she herself wants to play. She certainly does want to do great things herself, but she more wants to be a guide and inspiration to others and give them a little unseen push towards their own greatness. And the position of champion is a great way to do both of those things. And of course, a champion isn't much without their team of Pokemon to fight alongside them. Unfortunately, I'm still working on Fakemon for the region, which I will explain a bit more in a minute, but I did come up with a fitting team for her with actual Pokemon. I feel the two most obvious Pokemon for her are Hatterene and Delphox, so they're no-brainers, and maybe with Delphox being her ace. Then we have the always lovable Azumarill and Tinkaton, and to round off the team I gave her Grimmsnarl and Runerigus. Of course, not the greatest team, but I did want her to primarily be a fairy-type trainer, but I also wanted the team to be thematic with magic and wonder. I also really want to switch out Hatterene with Gardevoir, but Hatterene matched Brigid way too well to pass up on. I'll just say that in this region, Hatterene actually has decent coverage moves. Speaking of the region, I will go into some detail about that. It's a Celtic-inspired region that I am working on. I do want it to have its very own video, and I don't have a lot planned for it right now, not even a name, so I won't be saying too much on it. What I do know is that I want the theme of the region and quote-unquote games, the story about them, to center around traditions and progress. How much of one or the other is too much? Is progress for the sake of progress worth destroying culture and traditions? And are some traditions really worth holding onto if it means stagnation? You know, stuff like that. There are many places and cultures in the world that struggle with those exact problems, so I felt it could be made into a resonating story. And I also enjoy Pokemon stories where the champion has an actual role in it. So that's why I made Brigid to be such a strong focal point. It's even in her name. She's named after the Irish goddess Brigid, who just so happens to share that name, many attributes, and even a feast day with Saint Brigid. It has, of course, been argued that the saint is a Christianization of the goddess, which can be looked at as a tradition being overwritten by what some may call progress. Now, I wouldn't call it that, but that's also kind of the point I'm making with the story I'm aiming to tell. However, that is not me saying that I'm going to be blanketing all progress versus tradition as bad or manipulative. Again, my character Brigid does embrace progress. I'm going to try and be nuanced in it, and hopefully when I actually make the region video and its story video, I can flesh it out a bit more, but I just wanted to give you the rough idea of what I'm aiming towards. But that is all I have for now. Let me know what you think of Brigid down in the comments below, and if you'd like to see me flesh out this region, its story, and its Fakemon more. I'm already hard at work with artists to get some Fakemon made, so you can expect at least one more video no matter what. And I feel confident enough to say that my Fakemon will be something that could make even Loxton proud. Please notice me, senpai. Anyway, to see those other OC videos and various other anime stuff, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you do not miss an upload. With all that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time in the void. Later.